This past summer, summer of 2008, I had an internship with ACIS, which is American Collegiate Intramural Sports.
Where do I start?
This summer, I'll be doing an internship in Richmond, Virginia. I'll be a copy editing intern for Royal and Company.
Actually, I have an internship at a law firm this summer. There's an alumni who I've been in contact with for a couple years, and he's starting up his own law firm and offered me an internship this summer to kind of help him get it started.
I set up my own internship with a trauma surgery team in the Middle East. I was composed of one American physician and several Indian and Iraqi physicians as well.
Internships are a way for a student to be introduced directly to the career that he or she has chosen.
Internships are very important because they are hands-on experience for the students. They're not learning about science, they're doing science.
Most of the students involved with the radio station really don't have an interest in broadcasting after they leave here. But we do have a handful of students who are interested in pursuing journalism or broadcasting, and so we do have internship tracks for them.
I don't think I would have developed as much as a writer, just taking English classes. My work at the radio station, I was able to get an internship with ESPN 980 in Washington, D.C.
They might work with commercial radio, or they'll work with community radio stations, and they'll get to apply the skills that they learn here in those contexts.
My internship was amazing. I was able to get involved with a lot of the sports personalities in the D.C. region. I was able to go to Washington Nationals games and go into the locker room and interview the players.
The hospital was composed of people from all over the world. They're from Southeast Asia, they're from India, Europe, Africa, the Middle East. It was really neat to meet all, so many people from so many different places, all at one time in one place.
I wouldn't say I wasn't excited about life before the internship, but it motivated me, if anything, to be successful. I mean, because I was working for people who, are closing $1 million deals with brands, and I'm thinking, I can do this.
We're big proponents here in getting them started in thinking about how they might interact in the work world. And I like to put students in the work world in a way that gives them experience at doing something besides asking someone for a job.
Go do some research on this brand, tell me who the brand manager is, who the assistant brand manager is, what they like, what they don't like, who they've done business with in the past, how much they spend on sponsorships, how much they spend on marketing, do they market to there's just so many things that go into it. And I prepared all those things for him, and he uses this information when he's actually in his conference call and trying to sell these sponsorships.
Some of them know almost nothing about internships, and I give them kind of the overview. What are internships like? Why is it good to do an internship? Some of them come with a list of 10 places they want to apply. So I help them see how to pull the pieces of their experiences and their interests together to show themselves in the best light as a possible candidate for being accepted into an internship.
We have students that go do research in France, students that go to UCLA to work with alumni who are going to probably get the Nobel Prize one day.
One of the other things that's very special about W&J is the amount of funding we have available to support student internships. We have funding from our $1 million HHMI grant. We have an endowment for students to do internships at Woods Hole Marine Biological Lab, one of the top labs in the world.
One of our interns last summer is originally from southwestern Pennsylvania, and he traveled to California and did an amazing internship with the music industry, and to see how he blossomed from that type of experience and far from his typical comfort level, and he just was a completely different person, I think, when he returned to campus.
I see tremendous changes in a lot of students when they return. It really invigorates a lot of students. Some realize that they hate research and have career changes, and that's fine because it's a learning experience. At this point, that's what I want them to learn, so that they don't start going down the wrong career path and find out halfway through graduate school or their second year into medical school that it's not for them.
I really am kind of torn between wanting to be like a journalist and wanting to be a teacher.
A great internship might be, I don't want to do this. I said, if you learn something you don't want to do, that's almost as valuable as finding the company or the job that you do want.
My internship will hopefully help me decide whether I want to go to law school or not.
You're on campus for 4 years, you're taking classes and things like that, and you're a student, but you don't really realize what it's really like to be a professional and to be, in an office environment and working in the real world. it's a different approach to going to school when you realize that, you know, these tools and these things that you're learning in class, they really do translate to the work world.
It's actually very different going to the city as an employee and not a student. It makes me feel a little bit more grown up.
I'm excited, and I'm wondering if it's going to be what I think it is and what I hope it is. So we'll see in June.